morning, squad. Welcome back to MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, the #1 spot for everything sports talk, sports news, sports debate in the morning. Happy hump day. And today we're going to break down a bunch of news, seeing as yesterday we didn't have any live sports going on due to election day. Hope y'all got y'all vote in. Midterm elections were yesterday. And seeing as we didn't have that much sports going on, I'm going to start off Wednesday episode 49 with the news of Brittney Griner being transferred to a Russian penal colony out of nowhere. Nobody knows the location, and just giving my condolences out to Brittney Griner and her family. Then we're going to shift gears into the NFL, and I'm going to give out my midterm awards halfway through the NFL season for MVP, Head Coach of the Year, Defensive MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year. And before we end off episode 49, we got to speak on the two primetime games coming on ESPN and the NBA tonight of the Knicks at the Nets, and then we got the Lakers at the Clippers. Four teams sharing two major markets in the NBA of New York and Los Angeles. So we're going to start off with the saddening news that Brittney Griner is being transferred to a Russian penal colony. The transfer began Friday afternoon. Her lawyer and the U.S. Embassy do not know where she's being transferred to. She's in an undisclosed location right now. They said it could take up to 2 to 3 weeks to figure out where she's at, because how their system is, you don't know until you get a letter from, I'm assuming, the prisoner on their actual physical location. But to me, it's another indication that Russia is going out of their way to expedite this process of getting Brittney Griner into a harsh Russian penal colony and out of Moscow where she was being held. Everywhere you look at this case for Brittney Griner, Russia has expedited every step of getting her convicted. The trial was fast. The sentence was long. The transfer of her from Moscow to a Russian penal colony was expedited. They said it usually takes weeks. They began her transfer as soon as the day after the U.S. Embassy came out there to visit her. So it's just a clear indication that Russia is still trying to use Brittney Griner as a ploy to pull the United States into war, honestly. So, I mean, my prayers go out to Brittney Griner. I don't even know, I couldn't even imagine what she's going through, the harsh conditions she's about to face. Prayers out to her family. I couldn't even imagine what they're going through, having to be home. And then I'm pretty sure people are telling them, don't go over to Russia because the same thing could happen to you. So it's a scary situation right now. And we as a people, as Americans, as a black community, have to come together and support Brittney Griner. And I don't know what more we could do. I saw some people smoking weed outside the Russian embassy. I'm pretty sure that was in the United States. So it really doesn't affect anything that they're doing in Russia. I don't know what we could do as a people, but we have to do a lot more for Brittney Griner and keep her name alive. She can't disappear into Russia, into a Russian penal colony for a decade almost. We cannot allow that to happen. We just can't. But let's move on into some more upbeat, more positive news, and let me give out my midterm awards for the NFL season so far. At MVP, how could we go against Patrick Mahomes this year? If you've seen just the Tennessee Titans game, if you've seen just the Tampa Bay Bucks game, if you just seen some of these games that Patrick Mahomes has played without Tyreek Hill, he is clearly the most valuable player in the NFL right now. You think about 2,600 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions through 8 games so far this year. Only playing 8 games so far this year, 6-2 through those games, and still having the #1 scoring offense at 30 points per game being scored without Tyreek Hill. To me, Patrick Mahomes is clearly the best player in the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL, the most valuable player in the NFL. Without Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs are probably the 3rd best team in that division, honestly. So I got to give it to Patrick Mahomes. Coach of the Year, Nick Sirianni, leading his team to 8-0 with a top 5 offense, top 5 defense, special teams playing off the charts, and just utilizing the skill set of Jalen Hurts and his running ability, making the passes easy, making the reads easy. Nick Sirianni has just been an absolute godsend for the Philadelphia Eagles post Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. So got to give props to Nick Sirianni and Philadelphia Coach of the Year by far to me so far this year. Definitely got to put Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel in that conversation, but right now Nick Sirianni is running away with it. At Defensive MVP, this is the one I kind of got stuck on. I'm sitting here for about a half hour looking through teams, looking through the top defenses, looking through the top leaders, and I was stuck between the pass rushers of Zadarius Smith, Micah Parsons, and Nick Bosa, seeing as they're both top leaders in the pass rush game. I was also looking at Matthew Judon, but I'm going to go with Micah Parsons, seeing as he's 5th in the league in sacks with 8 sacks, and then he's leading the number 3 scoring defense in the NFL in the Dallas Cowboys. So I got to give props where props is due, especially with them moving Micah Parsons around so much. That's kind of what separated him from the rest of the pack of Zadarius Smith and Nick Bosa and Matthew Judon, is that he plays linebacker, and then they move him into inside tackle, defensive end. They move him all over the field to impact the game in so many different ways. So for me, I got to give it to Micah Parsons just because of the way that they utilize him and the way that he impacts the game and his utilization. Let's move on, though, to the Rookies of the Year. At Offensive Rookie of the Year, I believe Chris Olave is running away with it right now. I believe that Breece Hall, that was with the New York Jets, he probably would have ran away with it. The running back that got hurt for the New York Jets, he probably would have ran away with it, seeing as they were winning, they were utilizing him. But with him getting down, Chris Olave stepping up, 43 catches so far this year, 618 yards. He's probably going to get over 1,000 yards this year. Only 2 tubbies, but you think about being with the Red Rocket and Andy Dalton, and being down there in New Orleans in a rebuild year, I feel as though he's been just a standout playmaker and performer for the New Orleans Saints and been the top Offensive Rookie of the Year so far this year. Defensive Rookie of the Year is no question. Sauce Gardner has ran away with Defensive Rookie of the Year. When you think about 13 pass defenses, that leads the NFL. My man leads the NFL in pass defenses in his rookie year. No way he should be coming out balling like that. After he was talking the way he was talking in the offseason, the way he was going to come out, change the game. He's a different rookie. He is a different rookie. 2 interceptions. To me, he is hands down the cornerstone of that defense. He is shutting down one side of the field for the New York Jets in that stymie defense right now. And then just the statistics that back it up, and his, like I said, his impact on the game right now. He is not just a top rookie in the game right now. He's a top corner in the game right now, and clearly the Defensive Rookie of the Year so far. So yeah, that's my rundown. MVP Patrick Mahomes, Coach of the Year Nick Sirianni, Defensive MVP Micah Parsons, Offensive Rookie of the Year Chris Olave, Defensive Rookie of the Year Sauce Gardner. Let's move on to the NBA, y'all. And we got the Knicks at the Nets, and then we got the Lakers at the Clippers. Why? My question is, why does the NBA have to put their top market teams out there no matter what their records are? And what team out of these 4 teams can make a run towards, let's say, a conference finals or even a finals in general? When you think about outside of the Knicks, all 3 of these teams over the past 2 years have been favored to win it all. When you think about the Nets, Clippers, and Lakers, over, I'm going to say, the past 2-3 years, they've all been favored or top favorites to win it all, and neither of them have made a conference finals since the Lakers winning it all in the bubble in 2020. So for me, I'm looking at all of these teams, and the Knicks have been overperforming out of all these teams, the Knicks, the Nets, the Clippers, and the Lakers, but they're not a threat to win the Eastern Conference Finals or make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, if you ask me. To me, the Nets, they have to get Kyrie Irving back, and it's looking like they're not going to get Kyrie Irving back, or I'm not going to say it's looking like they're not getting Kyrie Irving back. They're making it hard to get Kyrie Irving back. They're putting out stipulations that Kyrie has to do because Kyrie didn't make it clear that he was empathetic and he was apologetic about his repost or his retweet. So to me, you look at the Nets, they're just in disarray at 4-7 right now. I don't know what's going on with them. And then I look at the Eastern Conference in general, and you're not just going to be able to flip a switch and be like the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics. You're not going to just flip a switch and be one of those top teams over there in that Eastern Conference. So to me, the Nets and the Knicks are just, they're behind the 8 ball right now, and the Nets, they got to just get on the same track, the same page, the Nets. So they have a lot to work out, figure out who their next coach is going to be. So for me, it's probably the Los Angeles Clippers if they can get Kawhi Leonard back. I mean, he's missed 8 straight games since he had a little knee injury. This is 8 games being missed after he missed the entire last season. So when you look at that, and we all know that, honestly, the Clippers, they look good. You got Paul George, you got John Wall, you got Reggie Jackson, you got all those dudes. But if Kawhi Leonard cannot get back, then they will not be a true threat to that Western Conference. When you think about the Suns, the Nuggets, the Mavericks, the Warriors, it's a lot of teams out there in that Western Conference. Then you got the Trailblazers looking good so far, and then they going to get Damian Lillard back. So Hey, listen, I really don't know, but I'm going to lean towards the Clippers right now, but they need Kawhi Leonard back. If they don't get Kawhi Leonard back, I look at all four of these teams as just big market name teams. They're not going to be any threat to the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference or how those two conferences are going to be decided down the stretch as far as who's going to win those conferences. So, to me, I don't. You look at the Knicks 5-5, Nets 4-7, Clippers 6-5, Lakers 2-8. They should have flexed those pups out. You feel what I'm saying? They should have flexed those pups out. But I mean, you look at the Knicks Nets. I mean, besides tuning in for KD, I mean Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson ain't really filling those seats. If you ask me, I mean Lakers Clippers. You got Westbrook playing better coming off of the bench, but other than that, I mean, is there anything there that you really intrigued to tune into? I mean, I really look at the NBA as them. No matter what, they're just going to push those stars and push those major market teams. And to me, they should have probably flexed these dudes out for put Giannis on. You feel what I'm saying? At least let us watch somebody dominate. You feel what I'm saying? Put Giannis on. And I forgot what it was. It was another team another game or matchup that I was like, this probably would have been a better matchup to be on ESPN. But let me know what y'all think. Y'all know what it is. This is MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Who are y'all midterm awards going to so far in the NFL? Who's y'all MVP, Coach of the Year, Defensive MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year? And do y'all see either of these four teams that are playing on ESPN tonight out of the Knicks, Nets, Clippers, and Lakers making a run towards the conference finals or having just something major to say about who wins their respective conference? To end it off, just condolences out to Brittney Griner, and if you have any ideas of what we could do to shine more light on this and get the ball rolling to get Brittney Griner home, just let me know, reach out to me, and we could definitely collaborate on getting that out there. I am fully pro-black in any situation and supporting my people, and Brittney Griner does not deserve to having to be going through this when people that have been in the same situation with more of this illegal substance than Brittney Griner have been released way faster. So the fact that Brittney Griner is being used as a political tool, I am not with that, and we got to figure out a way to combat that and get with the government to figure out a way to combat that. So we got to get Brittney Griner home, and prayers and condolences out to Brittney Griner and her friends and family. Y'all know what it is though. MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Like, comment, share, subscribe, listen, alert. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Gang.